used in the TV show. The purpose was to create a virtual set to replace the hand-painted backgrounds to help speed up production of the series. It was never used for that purpose.
It's unfortunate because the opening to
the
this
opening
movie
is
fucking
beautiful.
gorgeous.
It really is.
Gotham is gorgeous in the beginning of this film.
I gotta tell you, if you use that just as the backgrounds and you had the 2D thing,
it would have
looked jarring. I mean, it looks jarring now because the way that they did it already was a 3D background with a 2D character.
It was dated the minute they made it.
Yeah, it was dated, but it already has that feel. If you threw the 2D animated on top of that, it would be way too jarring.
Yeah.
It already is jarring. That series looks strange. In a great way. Batman the Animated Series looks strange in a great way. The backgrounds are so
building
lush.
The cars.
And everything is so three-dimensional.
Square.
But it's also very three-dimensional. But if you look at the characters, they're very flat.
Yeah.
And that's done on purpose so that they stand out more. If you had a fully 3D animated thing and you had 2D characters, it would look weird.
Art Deco, the Animated Series, is absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, that's the thing they always do with Batman is you make it look like it's the 30s with modern technology so that it can never look dated. Because it's always dated. It's dated from the start.
Yeah, it can't be dated.
Yeah. We're going to get to it next week, but when you watch Batman 1989, it doesn't look dated. Because it
doesn't have a time.
It doesn't have a time period. It exists in its own time. So, it's a brilliant, brilliant choice. The upgrade to a theatrical film meant that they got away from broadcast standards and practices, which allowed for more creative freedom and adult themes, including blood. And the Joker loses a fucking tooth. Which you could never do in the series. Dana Delaney's voice performance in the film impressed the filmmakers, leading her to her casting as Lois Lane in Superman the Animated Series 3 years later. Another great series.
Another really good.
Mm-hmm. Abe Vigoda's mobster character had horrible emphysema from years of smoking. Abe delivered all those coughing sounds organically because he was really having respiratory troubles.
Because he was 106!
Romano said we were all worried he wouldn't be around for ADR, but he lived another 23 fucking years.
Yes!
Abe Vigoda was a cockroach, and I don't mean that in a bad way, just meaning the man would not die.
Abe Vigoda's one of those... Awesome. He's one of those... He was basically like Betty White now. Mm-hmm. Where the joke is that, he's going to go any minute, and then he never does.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's going to die. Nope, he's still around. I love Abe Vigoda. He was awesome. Rest in peace, sir. So the legacy of this film, I'm starting to, this is becoming my favorite segment of the whole thing. Paul Dini tells, as Paul Dini tells it, he asked Warner's where the marketing was. Their response was, we don't do that for these movies. We don't know how to market it. It'll be out in major cities, so don't worry. So even before it was released, he was convinced it would fail.
What do you mean you don't... Put a poster up! What the fuck do you mean no market?
They didn't do shit. They didn't do a damn
Put a poster of Batman brooding and a Christmas whatever 1993.
Yeah.
People will go.
Yeah, it's really strange. So the film underperformed at the box office. Despite this, Mask of the Phantasm eventually turned a profit with its various home video releases.
Home video to the rescue,
very much
like
so.
A lot of movies,
which is something that'll never happen nowadays.
No, digital cannot save you.
Mark Hamill went to a screening at a local theater during the film's theatrical release with only a few people in attendance. Hamill asked them to sit and join him before the film started. He's just like, well, don't be... Like, they recognized him.
Like,
so,
Mr. Hamill, sir?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, you're Mark Hamill. Yeah, no, you voiced the Joker, that's awesome, yeah. And then, he's like, oh, no one else is coming in here. Well, fucking come sit and enjoy it with me. He was with his wife or something.
Let's sit together!
He literally did that. And I'm like, that's why Mark Hamill is awesome.
It's like, we just watched the fucking movie with the Joker.
I mean...
That's kind of dope.
I'm pretty confident you
That's a story that those 6 or 7 people will tell for the rest of their life.
That's the thing. This could be like my Batman moment. I watch the movie with Mark Hamill, who I would get to say Joker lines to me. Then I could walk out into Crime Alley, because apparently idiots keep doing that, like Bruce's parents, and they could just shoot me dead. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. That was cool.
I just watched Mask of the Phantasm with Mark Hamill, so you could just kill me dead.
Pretty much. When they reviewed the film for their show, Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert both said they regretted not seeing it in its theatrical release, which they hadn't done since they both thought it was just a collection of episodes on the TV series thrown together, because no marketing. Siskel, in particular, liked the film over Batman Returns and Batman Forever. I'll agree with that.
I'll agree with that. No, I'll agree with that.
We'll get to Batman Returns and Forever. yeah, they thought it was a bunch of episodes. They're like, oh, we've been assholes. We should have watched this. Doesn't help anything, but it was nice.
Yeah, it's like in retrospect, thanks.
Didn't do shit, but it was like, thanks for that. Most movie websites, e.g. IGN, Wired, etc., consider this the best or close to second best Batman movie ever made. It falls behind another film. I disagree. But I'm okay with being the only one who thinks that. I'm not going to say it. With Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill equally praised. Well, they're the best Batman and Joker. And that I will fight you on. Total Film also named Mask of the Phantasm as one of the greatest animated movies of all time. I'll agree with that too.
I'll probably fight you on the Batman and Joker. That'll be next week.
That's fair. That's the thing. Hard to argue with what you're going to say, but I'm happy. I'll be up to the challenge. Its eventual success led to 2 direct-to-video standalone sequels, Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero, and 1998, and Mystery of the Batwoman in 2003. And in all fairness, probably started to lead to the DC straight-to-DVD movies that we get on a constant basis.
Most of them are really
They're
good.
basically amazing.
Most of them are fucking fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the recent Batman ones, you like.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Until the limited release of Batman The Killing Joke in 2016, Mask of the Phantasm was the only animated Batman film to ever be given a theatrical release. I like Batman.
Fight is both on that one.
I like Batman The Killing Joke. Yes, the opening 45 minutes, that stuff they had to tack on to make it the full length of a movie sucked. But once The Killing Joke starts as proper, I enjoy the shit out of it. Deal with it. And by the way, even though I in the theater audibly went no when Batgirl was about to fuck Batman, she's done it in the comics several times. We need to get over it.
There's precedent.
There is. There absolutely is. So, there's my argument. Come at me with another one. Try it.
Come at me, bros.
It's Batman. You don't think I'm going to be defensive? This is what I do on a daily basis.
Fight the war. Fight the good fight.
You know? In December 1993, 2 novelizations were released. One was written by Burnett Deeney and Andrew Hefner, while the other one was authored by Gary Gravel, whoever the fuck that is.
Sorry, Mr. Gary.
Sorry, I just don't know.
We don't know who you are.
His name is also really weirdly spelled, so I'm not sure if it was Gary or Geary, but I'm going with Gary.
Either way, Mr. Gravel, we apologize.
DC Comics released a comic book adaptation written by Kelly Puckett and drawn by Mike Paroback. This was later included with the VHS release. I don't remember that, but weirdly enough, I had that comic in my hand the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Because we had it here
in
the comic book store I work. And somebody brought it up. I'm like, wait, when did we have this? And he's like, I just found it over there. I'm like, how did I know?
Son of a bitch.
If I'd known, I would have bought it immediately. I'd have
bought the shit out of it.
Yeah. It was only like $10 too. I totally would have bought that. However, something I did end up buying, Batman and Robin Adventures Annual Number 1, Shadow of the Phantasm, is a comic book sequel to the film. It was written by Deeney and released in 1996. I actually have it in a trade paperback form. It's alright. Not much to say, really.
It's okay.
Paul Dini is a great Batman writer. This is not his best work. Well, that's all I'm saying.
They all can't be zingers,
nope.
my bud.
He's done some incredible stuff in the comics. This isn't it. It's not bad, though. It's alright. It's worth it. It's a decent follow-up. Kenner, who had already released toys for the cartoon series, produced several tie-in figures for the film, including the Joker and the Phantasm, which was packaged unmasked, spoiling a pivotal plot point in the film.
Thanks, Kenner.
They also had to fight to get that figure, by the way. They didn't want to do that. They didn't want to do the Phantasm, and they've also had to fight for Harley Quinn figures. They just didn't think girls played, or they didn't think boys would ever want a female character, so they didn't do them.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's true. Last point, finally. In 2015, a DC Collectibles action figure 2-pack featuring Batman and the Phantasm was released. We sold it here. I did not buy one, oddly enough. It might be one of the only ones of those I did not buy.
I'm a Funko guy, big Funko guy. I still regret not getting the Phantasm Funko.
Got one upstairs.
Alright, cool. Like the other thing, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Batman, Mask of the Phantasm, starting with that beautiful 3D opening of Gotham. Very great, very Art Deco, very beautiful.
Very choir version of the theme.
Fucking gorgeous.
Of, what's her name? Shirley Walker.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Her theme.
Music. This whole film is gorgeous.
I mean, Shirley Walker, who did all of the...
Because the show had a fantastic score.
Shirley Walker did all of the music for the TV show and this movie. They literally, one of the things I forgot to mention was they upgraded her from like a 60-piece orchestra to like a 120-piece orchestra for this, and it's beautiful.
Like, I would say it's the best if it wasn't for next week's Danny Elfman. But again, that's the whole thing.
But in all fairness, and I'm spoiling a little note, she actually arranged Danny Elfman's score.
That doesn't shock me.
For the '89 film, and she also borrowed heavily for the animated series because at first he didn't want to do it. This actually plays into the animated series. At first he didn't want his music in the animated series, but as the checks started rolling in for The Simpsons, he went, "Hey!" Just as they were going into production, "Hey, no, you can totally use my theme. Go for it." So,
like, hey, Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
You want to fucking take a look at those zeros again? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, keep doing that. And yeah, but the rest of the music in the series was all Shirley Walker. This woman is a goddamn genius.
Well done, Miss Walker, and well done, Miss Walker. So we get, as per usual, with the animated series, mob guys. Just mob, like, hey, boss.
Yeah, like straight up mobsters as Batman is one to fight.
Yeah. They got a briefcase full of money. They're discussing mob-type stuff. Batman comes through the window, as he does.
Because he's fucking Batman.
And he's just razzling these guys. A little bit of punchy, kicky.
Because he's fucking Batman.
The boss man gets away into the car park. And then the smoke billows up. And he's like, Batman, how'd you catch me so fast? And it wasn't the...
First of all, I'm like, it's fucking Batman. That's what he does, you dumbass. But
you know this. Either way.
It's not Batman.
It's the what we learned to be the Phantasm. Never explained how the Phantasm...
No, the smoke's never explained.
Smoke?
No. And Paul didn't even explain it. He's like, yeah, we just didn't. And he's like, we're not thinking about it. It just is. Okay, just deal with it. It's shut up, it's a cartoon.
Yeah. So, the Phantasm fights with Saul for a bit. Saul gets into a car, tries to run the Phantasm over, doesn't work. Phantasm moves like Batman, so you can't really kill him.
Very quick,
car. Again, using the smoke, has him drive off the car park into an adjoining building. Not an adjoining building, but a building across the way, like Fast and the Furious style.
Yeah. Somebody pointed out, I think it was the Everything Wrong With, they pointed it out. The CinemaSins people pointed that out, that it was basically the exact same thing as Fast and the Furious.
Because they do that in the...
And they even said, like, Fast and the Furious did it better. I'm like, bullshit, that looked better. Yeah.
He hits and apparently dies.
He's dead.
Yeah. He's dead. So it's a movie.
Dead.
Like, they don't really... Did they kill people?
Yeah, they did kill people.
Yeah, they did, but it wasn't...
But it was so much more off-screen.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see his body or anything. No. You just see a car, and it's said later that he died.
But with the animated series, what they would mostly do is be like, they would like show that something's happening, and then they would cut to like Batman in the cave or something like that, and be like, oh, and this motherfucker died.
Yeah.
Or in the case of like when they show Robin's origin and they show his parents dying in the circus, they don't show anything happen. All they show is they're swinging, and then the camera stops moving, and just when it comes back, all you see is the cut wire. You don't see anything else. So that's how they got away with it on Standards and Practices.
There's a press conference with turns out to be Councilman Arthur, Bullock, I think Commissioner Gordon's there, and a couple other just uniformed police officers talking, because it's implied that the Batman killed him.
Yeah, well, they talk to a mobster and say, and somehow he comes around like thinking it was Batman. How the fuck he got to that point?
He just sees a figure moving.
And he knew Batman was there.
And the Phantasm has a cape. Phantasm moves like Batman.
Black, dark figure. Yeah. You would assume that it's the Batman because the Batman was also there. Because Batman does, we kind of forgot to mention, sees the smoke and actually goes after the Phantasm, but doesn't catch anything.
Yeah. So Bruce and Alfred in the Batcave. Bruce just doing detective work. Has some of the glass from the scene and analyzing it in his computer.
One of the only Batman movies to ever show him really doing detective work.
Yeah, true.
World's greatest detective. Let's not have him detect anything.
Party at Wayne Manor. Bruce Wayne being Bruce Wayne, the character, just gallivanting with several women.
Yeah. That freaky Asian one that they created. With
I'm just like, what is that?
Straight up black eyes.
Like, what is that?
She's allowed to have pupils and irises separate, man. Like, that was fucking terrifying.
And then someone walks up and throws a drink in his face. And you're like, okay, well,
she's mad.
Yeah, and Bruce is like, well, what are you going to do?
Well, he's supposed to be the playboy, right? So he's living the part.
This is where we find out who that person who did press conference, Councilman Arthur, who's like the skeevy fucking...
Yeah.
One of the antagonists of the film.
He's basically Ellis.
Yeah.
He's basically the same
Like,
character. He
I-
almost says Bruce, Bubby.
And the fact that he doesn't, actually, I'm surprised.
I wish they had done it because it
Just
would have
because it
been
would have been an Easter egg. Like,
Yeah.
you know, hey, this
Kids
is
ain't
LA.